I'm Kerry. I am the owner of Flare LARP. That's FLARE, Fantasy Live Action Roleplay Entertainment. Flare is a fantasy, lightest touch, safety focused LARP. So we are a live action role playing game that is themed with fantasy. So elves, dwarves, dragons. And it's a role playing game, so you make believe on that, and there's a lot of props and other things that go into it. We are a lightest touch LARP, so we're not you go out, you actually fight with foam weapons and shields and wear armor and such, or costuming. But we aren't full contact. We're not a sport. There's rules in place to perform certain actions so that they can be done safely, and we're a safety focused LARP. So that means it is always safety is our first concern with things. So you go out, you have play. It's a fun time, but we're not looking to beat each other up fully. There's some LARPs that are more combative, and we're on the other end of the spectrum where we're trying to make sure everybody goes home with as few bruises as possible and everybody have a good time. Yeah, understandable. We've been able to run some demo events when things were a little bit going down, but then the uptick in the next wave happened, and we shut down for safety. We're hoping, if scheduling allows and we get our sites all organized, to start running in March next year for a full season. So in Cincinnati, there used to be another LARP that we used to play at, and it got closed down a little bit before the pandemic. So when the pandemic rolled around and we had extra time where we couldn't hang out, I started working on putting together a new LARP. And at first it was just kind of, the ball fell into my court as far as, hey, I have these skills as a writer, as an artist, as a hobbyist game designer, board and card games, so I understand a lot of game balance and things like that. And I'm like, well, I know how to do part of this. I'm going to go for it. I love LARPing. I've been doing it for a couple of years. I'm not the longest running LARPer, but I just started tackling it and working hours and hours and hours on writing up the rules, and we just kept getting further along, and more interest got into the project, and it just kept going. And after about a year and a half, 2 years, we've got a full set of rules that we've done a little bit of play testing on, and we've got a lot of our stuff together. We've received a lot of donations for getting us off the ground as far as props and materials. So it was just one of those bullheaded kind of things that's like, I'm not going to let this dissolve and not have something. This is something I love. And so I kind of took up the mantle and went forward with it. And it's gone incredibly well. This isn't done for making money. I mean, we hope to run a profit so we can keep going forward and such, but it's very much I like doing this. I love the community. I've had a ton of fun, and I want to see more of it happen. I didn't want to go by the wayside, so I started from scratch building up a new system. And so we've done some things that you will see in other LARPs, and we've got some stuff that's brand new, trying to broaden the horizon and get more different things tried out and make the play experience go as smooth as possible. When we get up there, we're hoping to surpass our predecessors in the area, and hopefully get to the point where we're running 100-person events. It might take a little while, but the game is actually designed that we could have 100 players, and every single one of them would have a completely unique character as far as game abilities go. LARPing is live action role play, and in the simplest of terms, it's like role-playing games like Dungeons and Dragons, but you're living them out. So it's a kind of a combination of cosplay a sport, fencing, sword fighting, and camping, because you're out for an entire day or 2 day. We usually do 2 day events, so you're out participating in a game that may be running 24/7 for an entire 48 hours. I think one of my favorite things is what you get to know about what you can do. The real world, you don't go running across the country to rescue your girlfriend from a dragon. But I've had experiences in LARPing where I had to head back through the woods in the dark alone with a friend, sneak past NPCs, monsters that were capable of destroying us outright, and try to rescue a friend who was trapped somewhere where they were being attacked, and try to get to them in time to save them. LARP is really great for, getting into shape. It can be really hard on you the first times you go, running around for a full weekend, but it's a good motivation. Like a lot of my hobbies are video games and tabletop role-playing games and board games and stuff. Not always the most active. And not only do I get active at the events, but it's been a big motivation for me to hit the gym to work out. As an owner, it's getting everything together for it. But as a player, it's being ready for what's next. The world around you is a living game, so it's something that you sometimes got to step back from, even in the moment, because you never know what's going to turn around. I've had to step back into town after going after things, and then you're just bam, the next big thing's hitting you, and you've got to roll with the punches. You've got to step up and help someone else out. And in the game, sometimes that's life or death. And it's high emotion and it's high energy sometimes. And that can be hard to deal with. Like, you need a moment afterwards. You can check us out on flairlarp.com. That's our main site. We're getting that up. It's up and we're updating it, so as we get more stuff together, player resources are there, events will be listed there. We also have Facebook groups. There's 2 of them. There's one if you're more curious about the design of the game and such, and there's one that's more on just updates when we're going to do stuff, changes to the rules that need to be noted stuff. If you do a search on Facebook for Flair LARP, you should encounter those, both of them, and you can join either of those to find out more. We also have Discord and some other media that's all linked to from the website, so it's pretty much a hub for us.